Hi, my name is Jon Svitak. I'm the vaccine injury attorney with the Shannon Law Group. Our firm helps people recover financially and emotionally after they experience injuries or side effects due to vaccines. And the way we do this is by pursuing compensation for them through the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. Okay, so let's say flu season is coming up and you go to your doctor to get your flu shot, and you have them administered into your left arm. It might even be that there wasn't anything unusual about the administration, but maybe the next day or the day after, you're noticing that there's more pain than usual in that shoulder, more than you're used to experiencing after your seasonal flu shot. And at first maybe you disregard it and try and go about your day just working through the pain or living with the pain. But then a few days go by, a few weeks go by, and your shoulder pain isn't getting any better. In fact, it's getting progressively worse. And now you have trouble lifting your arm above your head, you have trouble reaching for things. You may even have some trouble lifting things or carrying things with that arm. And so you start to wonder, is this ever going to go away? Is this a serious injury? Do I need to get treatment for this? And those are a lot of questions that we get when we talk to potential clients and our own clients about this injury. And what they're describing is SIRVA. It's a shoulder injury related to vaccine administration. And typically what happens is during the administration, the needle or the injection is done in the wrong spot or at the wrong angle, and it causes inflammation in your shoulder joint. So rather than just some mild discomfort in your deltoid muscle, we're talking about inflammation of the tendons, the ligaments, or the bursa within your shoulder. And this can be a very serious injury. If you've experienced pain and are starting to experience reduced range of motion or decreased strength after weeks or months, it's important that you go to your doctor to get a sense of what your injury is, the extent of the injury, and what your treatment options might be. And if you can go earlier or sooner rather than later, it may be that your injury resolves with conservative treatment, like over-the-counter medications, some physical therapy, some stretching and exercises, maybe even a cortisone shot injection. Those are all types of conservative treatment that our clients get, especially early on in the course of their injury. And a lot of our clients have success with that particular injury, and it does resolve their symptoms, and it does resolve their pain. Other clients aren't as lucky, and even after that conservative treatment, they still have pain. They still have reduced range of motion. And if an MRI confirms that there is damage to the tendons, the ligaments, or the bursa within their shoulder joint, it may be that they require surgery to fix those issues. Obviously, those are the most serious cases. And for a lot of those clients, surgery does resolve the problem. And after some recovery, some post-surgery recovery, they do regain full use of their shoulder. In the most serious cases, there has been cases where our clients, even after surgery, have some residual symptoms or have some limitations with that shoulder. But for the most part, whether it be through conservative treatment or through surgery, our clients do eventually experience relief from this SIRVA injury. So if you suspect that you have experienced a SIRVA injury, first, I recommend that you go to your doctor to talk about your treatment options. But second, you might be wondering if you have any legal options. And that's what we do. We file petitions for individuals in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. And the majority of our cases are SIRVA cases. And assuming that you can meet the requirements set forth in the program, then we would start the process of drafting a petition for you, gathering your medical records, and pursuing compensation for you. Now, the criteria that would make you eligible to file a petition includes that you received a covered vaccine. So there are only certain vaccines that are covered under this program. The most commonly received vaccine and one that's covered under the program is the flu shot. However, if you received the shingles vaccine, if you received one of the pneumonia vaccines, specifically the Pneumovax 23, or if you received a rabies vaccine, these are examples of vaccines that aren't covered under the program, and we would not be able to file a petition for you in that case. Now, another criteria set forth by the program is that your symptoms have to persist for at least 6 months. So if you call us about a SIRVA injury and you're only 2 months into your injury or 3 months into your injury, and we may be interested in filing something for you, but we would not be able to do so until we can show that you've had at least 6 months of symptoms. And finally, you would have to file your petition within 3 years of the date of onset of your symptoms. So if you call us and it's been more than 3 years since you received the vaccine and you describe a SIRVA type injury, then unfortunately we most likely would not be able to pursue compensation for you in that case. Now, assuming you do meet all these criteria and you contact us for a consultation, what we would do is talk to you about your injury, talk to you about your treatment, and gather the specific evidence that we need to establish that you experienced a SIRVA injury and that you're entitled to compensation. Once we do that, we draft your petition, we gather all the evidence that we need, and we submit that through the court. The government will review that information, and then they'll tell us if they are going to dispute your case for a particular reason or if they're going to concede that you did experience a SIRVA injury. Now, any disputes between us and the government are resolved through the judge that's assigned to your case at the U.S. Court of Federal Claims. Assuming that the judge finds you're entitled to compensation or the government concedes that you're entitled to compensation, the next question becomes, how much compensation are you entitled to and what kinds? In general, there are 3 different types. There's out-of-pocket medical expenses, anything related to the treatment that you received for your SIRVA injury. There's lost wages or earnings or income as a result of the injury. And there's pain and suffering damages. So the extent of your injury, the amount of pain that you are in, and the length of time that you're in pain and in treatment are all factors that go into compensation for pain and suffering. Now, we can either resolve that with the government through settlement, agree on a dollar amount for your compensation, or if we don't agree with the government, then again, the judge can resolve that particular dispute. At the end of the day, you will go home with a check for the compensation for your SIRVA injury. Now, you might be wondering, how do I get paid? How do the attorneys get paid? Well, we don't take a percentage of that check that you receive. We don't work on a contingency fee basis, and you don't pay us a retainer or any bills that we incur while we represent you. Instead, we petition for our fees and our costs to the government. So that's a separate decision. They'll review our petition and pay us for the time that we worked on your case and the expenses that we incurred. So no point do you ever have to worry about or be responsible for our fees or our costs. If you'd like to learn more about the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program and your options, I actually wrote a book about it called Vaccine Injuries: Understanding the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. If you want a free copy of this book, all you have to do is text 312-847-2428 and say VICP, and we'll ship one out to you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.